Start recording. Yay, we're recording. So, the Children of Heroes School in Season 1, the first class. Season 1 came to an end, and individually there has been many an adventure leading up to this point. From the time the heroes had left Hero School till now, it has been a span of 4 years. The children are children no longer. And they have proven themselves in battle time and time and time again. In this 4 year time span, the last 2 years, Burtonville has been stuck under siege by the undead, by an endless sea of the undead. While initially there was a raven from Ravenholm ensuring that no one left without being inspected for the undead curse, their numbers have doubled, tripled, quadrupled since that point in time. There is now a division of ravens within Old Town. And it's just about everything that they can do to ensure that the undead plague does not spread. That the curse of undeath remain here and be stamped out here. Now, the company of gnomish soldiers, the Gun Maidens company, they have been fighting tooth and nail to try to secure Old Town. They have posted up on Old Town's wall. They have reinforced it as best they could. Many of the citizens that were held up in safe houses in Newtown are stuck in Newtown. And Newtown is overrun with undead. There's zombies and ghosts. And being such skilled warriors that have been fighting through the war this whole time, that have been there even when there was evildoers everywhere in this place, our young heroes have been the ones to be traveling back and forward into and out of Newtown to try to save some people. That way they can be evacuated. However, there's been reports, sightings of a mad necromancer who was leading the undead. And given these reports to Captain Tillyfizz, she wants to send you heroes to stop this necromancer. So, Kojo, Lucas, McAllis, El Pantera, and introducing Godric. Godric is an old knight who arrived with the second wave of ravens to try to stem the tides of the undead. He's been fighting alongside you guys and, doing his best as an old man could, you would suppose. So
our old man, heart of gold.
So having this information that within Newtown there's a necromancer there, and there's still hundreds of people trapped in Newtown, including the mayor himself. The mayor is not in his office. you went to try to evacuate him, and he's missing. You can only assume that he's either dead or hiding somewhere else. Uh, but there is a great deal of civilians just trapped in these safe houses that are exorbitantly difficult to get to, but get to them you must.
And get to them we shall.
So, how would you like to approach the current state of affairs?
Situation seems pretty straightforward.
Well, I can imagine they're in a war council or something, discussing their plans. I imagine where all this is being discussed and what they need to do.
Yeah, like, do we go there, or do we already have like instructions? Someone, is there anyone in charge? Who's like who's giving out? Yeah, who's giving out instructions? The coordinator.
Yeah,
There's a coordinator.
There's a team effort between Belink Biggles, which is an old gnome, who's a raven, and he's piloting a suit of golem armor, as well as Tillyfiz Gaynor, also known as the Gun Maiden. She is the captain of the company, the military company, and is also a golem armor pilot, and a gnome. Those are the two that are sort of in command. There's also Vigo Longriver, the one who founded Hero School. He's assuming a position of command, but not the highest authority. Oh, and El Pantera, I'm assuming you've been trying to shift and divert attention away from Belladonna as often as possible.
Yeah, just I think the undead hordes in of themselves is probably going to be a big enough distraction to keep everything relatively easy for that, but don't want to bring a whole lot of attention to Belladonna.
All right, you would think that, but these ravens, think the era of the Inquisition. But instead of hunting heretics, they're hunting undead.
He's apparently doing a very good job since they haven't noticed for 2 years.
Yeah. Well, El Pantera knows how to get around unseen.
Speaking of getting around unseen, we should probably figure out what exactly it is we're doing first, because we've got two big options. We can either go try to find this necromancer, or we could start trying to get these people out of Newtown.
Let's rescue the people that are trapped first. Let's do that.
McAllis, how many people can you carry?
At least 2. 2 adults.
I could put an arcane gate above Newtown. Fly through on Ignatius. Hold the gate open. You fly down, get people, bring them up. Put them on Ignatius. When Ignatius is full, I fly back through. Repeat as needed.
You sure that's going to work?
Yeah, Lucas.
He reaches up and scratches Ignatius's chin, because right now he's very small and curled up around his shoulders. He can get very large.
Lucas.
I would assume we all know this by now. 2 years.
Yeah. I was typing. I was trying to get you before you were going there. Within Old Town, you can't actually open your gate. The Ravens have instituted arcane rituals to prevent any form of magical travel.
Yeah, because then you break the quarantine.
In Newtown, that they haven't had the chance to do that in Newtown, but they have in Old Town.
So, all right. When did Kojo arrive?
Oh, well, if it's cool, he would have shown up not too long ago.
Okay, so did he arrive in his airship?
Yeah.
He's been
If
joyriding that thing for years now.
So McAllis, without doing my accent, suggests that we can use transport. Use
That's probably going to be the only thing in the air. That's probably going to be a gigantic target. Is it fast?
now.
Gojo lifts, his eye patch over, flips it up, showing his eye is perfectly okay. And he's like, not that much. It could carry a few people, but
I would advise against that. It's a big target.
Has has Nelson in all this time, has these ghosts and undead, have they shot any sort of projectiles, or do the
Any
ghosts
undead patients?
do the ghosts actually fly, or do they just levitate? And
No, the ghosts full on fly. I don't know if you remember, but many years ago, when the gnomish company of soldiers flew in to
Oh, yeah.
Burnville, they were actually assaulted by a horde of ghosts in the air.
Yeah, flight, big no-no. Teleportation's a good idea, but again, the Ravens, can't do that.
I mean, I've got a few methods that I'd be willing to try and use, but they're not exactly magic.
Well, hey, let's go back to the people that are in command. Let's get some direction from them.
All right.
I would assume they're in the war council with us.
Sure, yeah, y'all could be in a war council. You remember the days when this was a council, and it's little more than a meeting, because over the years there has been many injuries and casualties. But in there, you would see Sarkin. The Yeti has not left this entire time. He's been battling with you. And he seems to be... He battles and observes. And when his observations are interrupted is when he usually lays down the smackdown. So you would have Sarkin, the Yeti, the quote-unquote Yeti. Billink Biggles, who is in charge of the Ravens, the division of Ravens that are here. He was the one that initially quarantined Burtonville. And you'd probably be dealing with Lieutenant Wobblecrank rather than Captain Gaynor.
Okay, first off, before I talk to anybody, I want to go out and save people. What does everyone else want to do? I know I want to do that.
We have to save people, of course.
Yeah, that ain't a question.
So we all want to go out and try to rescue these trapped people that are stuck in Newtown, right?
Of course, we have to save people without it.
All right. So we're going to ask them where we should start looking for these people that are trapped, right?
No, first we need to have an exfiltration plan.
I think we have a general idea where they are. We know at least the general area of the safe houses.
Well, I don't know what your exfiltration plan would be. I mean, because I'm not sneaking for shit. I can't sneak at all. So
I'm not saying we have to sneak.
I don't agree with.
we could use a distraction.
That could work.
Or
Yeah.
we could use a mixture of techniques. The arcane gate won't work here, but it will work from the ocean. If we take the ship in a roundabout way around Newtown, out to a little ways offshore. I open an arcane gate from there.
Yeah, it'll work outside of Old Town. You could use the arcane gate outside Old Town. So as soon as we enter New Town, we could find these people, right? And I don't know how this arcane gate works, but if you open it just outside the safe area, and open like another one by where these people are, take them through it, and hey, we're already by the safe area. We don't have to go traveling back. How we get to them? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else we would do except for probably fight our way to them. This is probably the only thing we could do, because the flying seems like a bad idea, and I mean, there's no. This doesn't. I don't see any other way.
Yeah. Also, with the notion of like, oh, you could go on a boat to shore and open an arcane gate.
We're
Billing,
surrounded, bro.
yeah, Billing just sort of slams down on what you're using as a table, and he's smaller than all you guys, being that he's a gnome, but his golem armor is right behind him, and he hops up on this little crate and just kind of stomps towards Lucas, and he's just like staring you down. This old little gnome.
Oh boy.
Lucas looks at him. Tea? Offers him a glass.
He'll smack the glass like out of your hand, and
So-
and like sort of like making motions like he's about to start wiggling his finger at you, giving you a lecture.
Oh no, facepalm, my facepalm.
Yeah, before he stops. There's a quarantine for a reason. You cannot let the plague spread.
So, what I hear you saying is you prefer everyone die. Just leave them be. Leave them to their fate. And do you know how much porcelain costs?
One town to one world, child.
Josh, your mic was very crackly. I don't know if anybody else heard that.
Check your connections.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a bit
How's it now?
yeah, very good.
Better.
very good.
Okay.
So in reply, he says one town to one world, child. Even though you've grown up quite a bit in this time, he's still calling you a child.
So, one life matters nothing to you.
He shakes his head. If I see you opening a gate, nothing will make its way through. I can assure you of that. Nothing.
Nelson, is there a map of this city on the table or anything? Anything that resembles a map?
There's
Oh.
probably like a bunch of scrawlings from like locals. The city's never really had a planned map. It doesn't have named streets. It's one of those places where you kind of have to live and know where the landmarks are. So
Yeah.
locals have been like, hey, I lived in this area for the past 20 years. I'll try my best to draw this. And you've got like dozens upon dozens of really bad maps.
Yeah, I can imagine McAllis would have helped with all these as well, with makeshift landmark drawings and things like that. But with all this makeshift maps they're looking at, is there like locations where they believe people are?
Yeah, there's still some of the actual safe houses that were set up before. McAllis never leaving Burtonville would have had a little bit more experience as to where they are. Remember that there was an issue between the gnomish military and the locals when the military said that they had cleared and secured Old Town. They wanted everyone to bring everyone to Old Town rather than one by one emptying out these safe houses, but the locals did not want to leave the safe houses. Most of them wanted to stay in Old Town, and Now most of those guys are paying for it. Not to mention the people that just didn't want to leave their houses at all.
And this necromancer, has he appeared recently, or has he been in the city for like 2 years?
Stories of the necromancer are recent. None of you have seen the necromancer, but they say stories of a human leading the undead, commanding them, casting spells, without rhyme, reason, or care. Just unleashing swaths of destruction and death and horribleness. That's the kind of information you get, but none of you have seen the necromancer.
Okay. And the mayor has it's been checked before that he's not there, or
missing in action.
okay.
Yeah, the mayor's office, the building where the mayor is or was, is empty, and the wolf has been seen, but there are conflicting reports. Some say that the wolf has fallen to the undead and become undead itself, while others say that the wolf is fighting the undead. So there's conflicting reports as to the mayor's pet being, the state of the mayor's pet.
It's out there somewhere in that hell. Well, I say we need to get out there. We need to get out there and start doing some good.
Yeah,
Let's pick a safe house and let's go for it.
Yes,
we
have
can
to do
just.
this the hard way.
I think that's the only way we've got.
I only know how to do things one way, and that's forward.
I like your old man voice, Eric.
Let me take point. Let me take all the hits. I can shrug them off.
And I will stand with you.
Well, if you're gonna do things the hard way, you ain't gonna do it without me.
Well, it seems we have no choice but to do it the hard way, considering our gnomish friend here and his utter hatred of magic.
Don't be pissy, Lucas.
No,
Lucas, we just have to use the options that we have here.
I would like to make an inquiry to what's his name? The gnomish knight?
Wobblecrank?
It's Wellplank. I would like to ask him about the gate he doesn't like at all.
Oh no, the Raven. They both wear golem armor. Lieutenant Wobblecrank and the Raven. The Raven is Bill Ink. Bill Ink. Or Mr. Biggles, if you want to kiss up.
Well, Wobblecrank was the one that said that nothing gets out of that evil eye.
No,
So
that was
I'll-
Bill Ink. The
That was
Raven.
Bill Ink?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I'd like to talk to him then
So
about the gate.
Okay, go ahead, talk.
Where is he then? Okay, so
Everyone's still there.
he's there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Billing, I know that you have reservations about this arcade gate. And what is precisely the reason you don't like it?
I don't have a problem with the gate. Just what could come through it.
I have reason to believe it could be very useful if we could use it to get people out of the safe houses, and perhaps if we were to open not in Old Town, not in the safe area, just outside of it. It's open just outside of it. You see one of us come through first, and we're not shouting about us being overrun or we couldn't get anyone out. will you not immediately attack anyone else that comes out after?
I understand you have your concerns and I have mine. If I see a gate opening, nothing's getting through it.
I understand. That's all. He won't let us use the gate. We shouldn't use the gate to transport people towards the safe area. They don't want it. We shouldn't use it. We can't use it. We don't want to risk these people.
I'm well aware that we can't use it, seeing as he will not let us. Well, actually, he's trying to kill anyone who comes through.
Just wanted clarification. So, I say we fight our way to the safe houses. We kept those people out, and we'll clear the way back if we have to.
Yeah. Also, anyone during this 2-year time that has ever offered their services to try to defend the wall alongside these ravens, the choice is your guys to make, but you would have witnessed ravens straight up collapsing from exhaustion. They can turn undead, they can destroy undead with their will, but they use a little bit of themselves to do so. And they destroy, you would witness them destroying themselves if it meant that they could destroy undead. But yeah, the other gnome, Lieutenant Wobblecrank, also not in his golem armor while here. He sort of settles up to the table, the makeshift table, leans on it. It's like, look, we've got a few issues. You guys already know what the deal is. It's been like this for a long time. We just need to do what we need to do to get everyone out of here and let these ravens do what they do. If you can get any information on that necromancer, that would help us locate him and destroy him. Maybe we could alleviate some of the issues here.
McAllister nods his head. Okay, we understand.
Either way, we have to leave this area. We have to get some good done. We must go.
And Nelson, where would the likes of Sweet Tooth and Grimrock and Thud be? Are they?
That would kind of be up to El Pantera, as they would be with Belladonna, and Belladonna's presence shouldn't be. She shouldn't be here. You know, especially witnessing these ravens and how zealously the majority of them attack undead. You know, that they are willing to give everything to stop the undead hordes. It's just, you know, Belladonna being around here is not the best thing. So that would be up to El Pantera. El Pantera, where would you be hiding Belladonna? And where would Sweet Tooth and the gang be defending her?
What's left of the gang?
Actually, after the fall of the Two Rivers Forest and it being cleared out, they actually went. I'd say they probably ended up going east, outside of the city. There's no way that they're going to stay inside the city. It's just not an option.
All right, outside the
I'm
city.
just trying to see it. I'm trying to think of any possibility of there being somewhere outside the city where they could stay.
All right, cool.
And not get murdered.
Being that you know that you can travel in the manner that you can, you would have figured out that outside the city, there's more undead than there are inside the city. They're literally coming from all angles.
Yeah, but like for miles or what?
Yes.
Did
4 miles from miles? No, 4 miles. My English just left me.
4 miles or
4 miles around the
For many
city?
miles, many miles. Many monsters over many miles. Mini monsters, mega monsters. No. But
What are these mode of transportations you're talking about? It's obviously special in some way.
it's a performance he has. But you would have you would have got.
If I tell you it's not magic anymore.
Yeah. It if you travel around over this time trying to find a place for her to hide, there's undead everywhere. There's pockets of places where the undead are just pieces of undead, because of all the explosive runes that was left in the Two Rivers Forest. And it also seems that some undead are fighting others when you get closer to the Two Rivers Forest.
Weird.
Mike, see Alpantara, he arrived back at the city after that first year of war, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So was it ever discussed about bringing Belladonna to Akasha?
I'm
Well,
sure it was
no.
talked about at some point, but
Was
not.
Zarkin?
Loki had left to Akasha before El Pantera ever got back.
Yeah, but Zarkin came, didn't they?
Yeah,
There's
Sarkin
no
came
call about this. So was it
before.
ever?
Yeah.
So if he had seen her, or knows that she is around in the city, would anything ever been discussed to bringing her to Akasha?
That's left up to Lucas, as he was informed that he has to handle the situation however he sees fit. They've left that situation up to him.
Yes, Sarkin and I would have discussed in private, maybe with McAllis being there. Because I don't think I can entirely trust El Pantera in that situation. Possibly taking Belladonna to Akasha.
You don't trust anyone.
No, McAllis. There's a good chance McAllis would have been there.
Okay.
Because he does trust McAllis. He trusts McAllis
To be a goody two shoes.
No, he trusts McAllis to put
Stop
other lives ahead of a certain person's freedom. Because unfortunately, Loki, over the last 4 years, has come to the consensus that it is probably best to imprison Belladonna in the deepest, darkest, magically locked hole they can find.
Okay. Well, you must have found some shit in those books that we don't know about. All right, so
And about that point is probably when I'm going to try to get Peloton as far away from the city as I possibly can.
You can get it to a few places. There's the let me pull up the map real quick. I'm gonna screen share it, but the map is huge, so when I'm
Remember,
zooming in, it takes a while to adjust.
Loki would not have let El Pantera know any of this.
But
I don't need you to let me know.
I don't know if McAllis would lie to El Pantera. That's the thing.
All right, this is the Two Rivers Forest, right? How far within those 2 years are you willing to sort of, within the 3 years of your return, and then discovering after, the last 2 years, hey, there's an undead horde everywhere.
There's fuck all in Birdville.
What?
Like,
Don't
you know
talk
what?
over me, Eric. I'm trying to.
Okay, sorry.
Jeez, you're right here. You don't have to talk in my head. Anyway. This is the map. Okay? You've been fighting for the past 2 years in Burtonville. Undead surround Burtonville. through your ability to travel around, you've discovered that there are more undead outside of Burtonville than there are inside of Burtonville.
Voila. Congratulations.
And there's a great variety. So,
You know what would have been terrible? If they decided to go to Fixton and stay there.
I'm asking, how far is he willing to travel or try to travel within those 2 years to hide Belladonna?
Zoom out a bit.
You've got all the way to the north of Burtonville. You have the outlying towns of Burtonville. You've got the Shadow of Crows area. Then you have the Squirrelwood, the southern Squirrelwood. The further north you go, the more dense the undead gets by, factors. They double, triple, quadruple. They get denser and denser. And they all seem to be moving southward towards Burtonville. If you go east, Two Rivers Forest, you have the Two Rivers Forest, the Frost Garden. Eventually, you get to Fiston and the Forgotten Peaks. Farther east is the Western Wolfwood, and on the other side of the Forgotten Peaks is Ortier and Ebthrin. Then there's you can't get to Trelane through your mode of travel. There's no freaking way. But and then west of you is nothing but ocean.
So if I were to attempt to go east and try to push as far east as possible, would there be an increase in the undead coming that way?
There's more undead than there is in Burtonville. But as you go east, you start seeing, once you hit the Two Rivers Forest and all the the booby traps, you see exploded bits of undead, and you start seeing some undead fighting others. Would you push past the Two Rivers Forest?
Well, can't exactly stay in the Two Rivers Forest if there's unladen booby traps and that everything murdering each other. So,
Okay, there's a forest just before the Forgotten Peaks. It has gigantic ancient trees. There's a huge swath in the forest missing, where the trees were pulled out of the ground from the roots, and just laid there, and vines are growing over it. There's undead there, but the undead there are a different type of undead. You're noticing that they seem to be encased in some sort of semi-solid liquid.
Mm.
And they also attack other undead.
nasty.
South from that point, so it's southeast, you'll eventually see a small town, Fiskton, where there's undead and undead fighting undead. But there's humans on the side of the undead fighting back.
Okay. So everywhere's fucked.
Yeah. And I mean, when I say undead, I'm not just talking about humanoids, orc skeletons and ghosts. I'm talking about zombified pig bears, skeletal thunderbirds, like everything. All kind of animals and monsters and humanoids.
It's a smorgasbord.
It's a shit show, that's what it is.
So the best bet is that she's in the city then, yeah?
I guess, because I don't know if there's any way I'm making it over the Forgotten Peaks.
So like, you'd see like the screen part in two, right? And then behind the screen, there's the setup like Jeopardy, right? And then you just have like random contestant number 1, random contestant number 2, random contestant number 3, and then El Pantera as contestant number 4. But instead of Alex Trebek, it's the brownie. And, the answer is Belladonna's going 2. He's waiting for the answer, and you hear the da-da-da-da, da-da-da.
Okay, before I decide, before I decide that, is there any conceptual way to get over the Forgotten Peaks?
Maybe this might help your decision, Mike, with the Forgotten Peaks, but Grimrock went up there before to search for his people and found nothing.
Well, no, he didn't find his people. He found the reason his people are no longer in the Forgotten Peaks.
Oh yeah,
Mountain
yeah.
fawns.
Maybe it's not a good idea.
The Mad Mountain Fawns and the satyrs that they worship as gods. And I don't know if you remember the picture of a satyr, but
Yeah.
in SMTT, a satyr is gargantuan. So like a yeti, a large yeti, could ride on the back of a satyr, no problem.
Yeah. I'm seeing a whole lot of not a lot of options.
There's plenty of options.
It's just they all suck.
Yeah, sort of, kind of, maybe.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Everything is.
So
What if-
going north will end in death. Going east will probably end in death. Going south will end in water. Going east will end in water.
Maybe something could take you over the water somehow.
Steal a boat.
Look for a boat.
Steal a boat. Steal it.
Steal a boat.
I mean, if it were not,
joking, don't steal a freaking boat.
if there was any way to be able to pay for a boat to be able to go to Trelane and hopefully not have undead there, that'd be the best option.
Troy.
But I just don't know if there's going to be any boats around during this period of time because Birdville's kind of in the shithole.
You do know somebody who can teleport.
But you
Well,
don't know his plan.
That's before that, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this would have been at the time you were a little younger and a little lower level, and not gained all the experience points you gained from the literal war against the undead you've been fighting for the past 2 years.
2 years.
Okay.
Our kill counts are obviously godly at this point. We've killed.
Arcady ratios through the roof.
We've killed.
Oh, yeah.
We've killed like a 1,000 million gazillion million thousand trillion quintillion zombies by now.
Yeah. We've killed enough that it's probably gotten old.
Okay, so when we're back to the present, let me know.
Yeah, we're just sitting here waiting for El Pantera to decide what he's doing.
I asked a question. Is there any way of commissioning a boat?
Commissioning? No.
Okay.
The only boat that's allowed to be in service is the Iron Horse, and you can go aboard
The
the
owner,
Iron
that's an
Horse
asshole.
to escape. No one is allowed off the Iron Horse, and everyone must be screened before being allowed on the Iron Horse. So, the Ravens are searching for the undead curse in everyone daily.
So, not going to work.
Oh, no.
I'd say probably the best bet is to find somewhere in Old Town to be able to hide these guys. If there is such a place.
Not really. The Ravens in Old Town are, again, you have to think of the Inquisition. They're searching everywhere. You could stay in Old Town and have to deal with, the Inquisition looking for you. Or you name it, Inquisition, Salem witch trials. Like they're hunting any notion of undead. Even when people have arguments, that's where you're a zombie. They're like, what?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you're telling me like the Salem witch trials and the Inquisition? Does that mean Josh is in imminent danger right now?
Pretty much.
Yeah, if he there's they know the distinction between a witch, a warlock, and a sorcerer. Sorcerers are definitely mistrusted. If you didn't already understand, that's why he's kind of a jerk to Lucas. Sorcerers are definitely mistrusted because they deal with the undead. They deal with ghosts, but they're not very. They're not as mean or purely power hungry. Like get power by any means, screw the world, as witches and warlocks. So it's a tenuous trust at best.
It's a. I won't immediately kill you on sight.
Not helped by the fact that you're a Reaver, and he probably knows what Reavers are.
Yeah,
He's a Reaver?
they're just waiting for me to fuck up at this point. Let's face it.
I thought it was. You made him look too human in that picture. What the hell? I'm bugging out right now. I hallucinated that, I guess. I don't know. I'm bugging out.
Okay, he said he couldn't tell that he was a Reaver because you looked too human in the picture, where you have no nose, blue skin, and your entire head is covered in spikes
Oh
and
my
spines
God.
and horns.
He's a hipster lizard
I
man.
know.
That's even better.
Oh, and have a tail and
Oh.
clawed feet.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My brain died for an extended period of time.
So, what are we doing today?
His nose is stubby.
Contestant
You know
number
what-
one buzzes in. She answers, "What is Kowlam?" And then the screen shows up and goes all the way like far to the north to this tiny island that no way in hell you're getting to. And she gets buzzed out. A trapdoor beneath her feet opens and she falls, disappears. And the brownie just like kind of scratches his neck like she was never there. I'm not saying that's the wrong answer, but
All the answers are wrong. That's the problem here.
Just
You know, I mean,
Just pick somewhere. Go with it. Seriously. Pick something.
I think the
Yeah,
Two
well-
Rivers Forest is the only place that isn't instant death.
No, there are places to hide in Old Town, like Annabelle Blues,
I just asked if there was a place to hide in Old Town, and I was told no.
the building you collapsed.
well, there might be places you could go, but not for very long.
I would
in
personally
Old
think you want to get Belladonna the hell away from any Raven ever, period.
You've only got one option, dude. The Two Rivers Forest or Fisted. Those are your options.
Like I said, the Two Rivers Forest is the only really good option, and it's still a shit option. So it's the one I have to go with.
At least they're protected by explosive magic runes.
And
Till those go away.
you did see some undead fighting others when you scoped out the Two Rivers. You don't know why. You couldn't figure out why. At least not with your scouting.
Does he have clairvoyance or something?
No.
So,
He has before the
two-
final curtain. He could disappear and reappear somewhere else, as a quote unquote magic trick, but it's actually a stage performance.
But what would have Sweet Tooth wanted to do?
Sweet Tooth wants to get somewhere safe.
So
He knows Two Rivers. I'm sure he would have another safe house or base around all that place. So what would he have done?
Sweet Tooth can't do anything because he can't get anywhere without having to deal by himself, without having to deal with this army of undead. If Sweet Tooth's gonna have anything to say about it, he would just say, "Oh, let's evacuate with everyone else. Let's get out of here. Go stretch our legs. Go over to Trelane, have a couple of margaritas. You know."
Which would be fine up until Belladonna attempted to leave.
Oh, also, Mike, you would know.
Please don't let me know about this. Yeah, it's meta, but just don't let me know about this.
We're in a
Well,
we're in a meta conversation right now. You'd also know Thud. You would see why Thud was so feared in the beta campaign, because his calm, as far as his hunger, over this time period, has been going away, and he's just been eating more and more and more until he's like nibbling on stones, hunting rats, and you might have seen him eat a few undead. And by a few, I mean like hundreds over the years. Like strip zombie flesh off and just swallow.
God.
And you would know that Sweet Tooth is trying to do his best to calm him. And Thud would be as well. I mean, Grimrock would also be trying to calm Thud as well.
While Sir William Gold would be hoping Thud eats Sweet Tooth.
get him the hell out of here.
So
Where should they go? I don't know, but they shouldn't be here.
you got to make a decision, man.
I said the Two Rivers Forest.
That's it, Two Rivers Forest?
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to leave them, you're going to check on them periodically, or are you going to spend that time with them?
I'm going to check in periodically. I don't know how easy it's going to be for me to get out of the city, but I'm going to try to check in every so often, but I won't spend more than a day or two down there.
Yeah, your absence may be noticed. So, all right, so they're in the Two Rivers Forest. Roll me a d6. Let me know what you get.
5.
A 5? Okay.
Yeah.
Over this time period, you've been checking up on them, and Sweet Tooth, Sweet Tooth, Belladonna, everybody, you're one of the family, right? Like, that's a little family unit right about now. Especially since they all believe that you're Sweet Tooth's son. Right? A lie accidentally perpetuated by Sweet Tooth himself. But, he's slowly moving away from the Two Rivers Forest. And every time you see him, he's like, we're going here, we're going there. And he's on the move, and he lets you know that Draven is still in the Two Rivers, and Draven is wresting control of the undead away from whoever else has control of them. So let's pause right there and move back into the scene where we figure out whether or not we're saving people or hunting a necromancer.
I would think we would go to the saving people and, oh, hey, look at this little MacGuffin we found out of nowhere. Ooh. Take. It's something. I mean, has anyone in this game in here played Left 4 Dead or Vermintide? Anyone? Anyone? No one. Wow. Yeah, we would basically be doing that, but I mean, don't. Okay. Yeah, fighting, just killing everything while we go. To save houses and find people, and maybe we'll hear something. I don't know. The people stuck the fuck outside probably know more than we do. As far as the necromancer is concerned.
I'd like to take this time to pause and just share with our audience that little questionnaire that just happened illustrated that only one player in this group has any actual experience dealing with battling undead hordes in games of any kind.
I've played Left 4 Dead. I don't really enjoy it. It's not my kind of game.
I mean, I've played other games with undead hordes, but yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so good. Try to apply some of that here.
Okay, so Left 4 Dead is a game
No, don't
Surround.
explain Left 4 Dead. Look, here's the thing: is there a consensus in saving a bunch of people and trying to get information on the necromancer, or straight up hunting this necromancer?
I think we're all.
Save people.
Yeah.
I think we've all gone. We all want to save people, but how to do it? That's the problem.
Especially because
Because
There's no secret mystery about that.
wading through a horde of undead is just stupid.
yeah.
Well, got any bright ideas?
I mean, the portal's a great idea, but we've got those.
You
two
guys, you
stupid
guys have been
gnomes.
doing it, you know.
How does it even work? I mean, do you need to know where the exit is to place it, or you place one and you go somewhere and then you place another, and then that new one is connected to the older one you placed? Or
Well, he knows that, right, Josh?
As soon
And-
as I find a spot, I can just open a gate anywhere I want to with
being,
4 days
you know,
travel.
you don't have to worry about that. Play your own character, and
I worry about don't place one anywhere near the Ravens. Place it as far out of their immediate side as possible.
there's
So
always
yeah,
that.
in that respect, yeah, we're gonna have to go out there and fight quite a few undead. Find a place to put this where none of the Ravens can see it, because they're just gonna panic and kill.
That
Yeah.
was my
Okay.
idea with the boat.
What, the flying boat?
Yeah, the ship. We take the ship out to sea. We move into town, find people, then I open a gate back to the ship.
Oh, you mean the really slow thing that's a big fucking target? That.
That's why we take it out to sea.
And you remember that the only boat that is allowed to leave docks is the Iron Horse. Like I
Good
said that a
thing
while
this thing
ago.
can fly.
You can fly. I mean, it's probably going to cause some issue, but remember the captain. The captain is not in this meeting, but the captain is cooperating fully with the Ravens. And Wobblecrank has his standing orders are to also cooperate fully. And Sarkin is an observer.
Sarkin.
I'm gonna look at Wobblecrank. These ravens are making it impossible for us to save enough people to let them do their job.
Wobblecrank, you know, he kind of like half nods and says if they were going to do their job, we're making it impossible for them to do their job because they would have destroyed the place by now.
And how is this organization not considered evil? I look directly at the Raven Gnome.
He'll spit at your feet. Just right there, and Wobblecrank will, you know, the lieutenant sort of raises his hands. Look, they're an independent, and they keep the realms safe from the undead.
Lucas, what I say about being pissy?
They have their oaths to follow.
There's not enough knights and priests to do that job on their own.
Has the Raven seen me fight?
He probably has.
As El Pantera says, Lucas, not to be pissy, I smile over at him and a card just appears in my fingers and then disappears.
Yeah, he'll give you that look too, that like, yeah, and he won't say anything, but he gives you know that look and shakes his head like, yeah, and
Kojo, when speak, I'm like, I'm with Lucas on this. We've got a way. Why can't we just use it?
I don't know about you, but I'm not very aerodynamic.
I'm not asking you to fly.
I
Though I could make your armor fly.
Not now,
Methinks
Luke.
I like the ground.
So, Kojo, is it? And the Raven Billink will turn to Kojo.
Yeah.
He goes, "You're from Bagraje, right?
Yes.
How would you feel if a single person made it there and unleashed a plague of death to destroy all your people?
Uh,
Because you thought you were doing the right thing."
uh, we, we,
Why
Kojo
would
sort
you?
of, you know,
And he goes, "Why would you trust the words?" And he'll like tilt his head and like halfway look towards Lucas's direction. See, why would you trust the words?
Yeah, something happened to you, nothing here. Something happened.
Well,
You froze.
no, you guys can still hear me, right?
Oh, that was perfect.
You froze. You
The
froze.
best face for him to be frozen.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
come over here, look at my screen.
No, wait. Can
see
you guys
it?
still hear
You
me?
see your screen? No, I don't hear you.
Unmute. Ask them if they can hear me.
I am muted. Oh wait, I can't hear anyone now. Everyone else froze. Everyone else froze.
Oh,
What
jeez. Yep. I don't know what happened.
Did we lose online? I think I'm still connected.
Yeah, I'm still connected. Like the network is working. I'm gonna refresh, see what happens. Maybe it was
Refresh.
Hangouts bugging out.
You had a face that was like this. You
Wow.
froze on the face like that.
It
Oh,
can't.
I can't reach. No internet connection. What? Wait, YouTube, are you online?
Yo.
Online is on. Yeah, everything's on. What is happening? What is happening? Oh no, it says I'm not connected. No internet.
Oh wow.
Oh god, no internet. We just lost connection, FD.
What the hell?
Yeah, and now online is off. The online light is off.
Wait, hold on.
It might be another external issue like before.
Oh, Spectrum sucks. All right, that due to technical difficulties, like Spectrum being a horrible provider, we stopped. Where did I freeze for you guys?
was around about.
Making the face.
Oh, you were
Right.
just getting ready to.
Look at Lucas and say something nasty.
Oh,
probably.
okay, so
Oh, yeah.
Billink was saying, why would you trust the words
Nah, I don't know.
of a demon blood?
And yeah, Kojo looks back at him. Actually, he faltered briefly, but he's like, because I trust him. He's given me reason to. You haven't yet.
I don't see how this little gnome. And he almost spits that word and then looks at Wobble Crank apologetically.
Whoa,
Can-
no.
How any of us can trust him? If it was up to him, he'd raise the city.
And he looks at all of you, like one by one, just scanning over. He's still standing on this makeshift table. So that way he's not beneath you guys. He starts slowly nodding his head. He goes, "Yes, I would. I would raise the city, killing everyone in it, including myself if need be, to stop the world from suffering this plague." You are all still young. Young people think with small minds. They never see the big picture. let alone, and this time he straight up looks Lucas straight in the eyes, let alone when being whispered to with the sugared lies of one such as he.
Sugared lies. Now, I'll admit, I have not been the best person in my former life, or in my life in general. But even I would murder an entire town.
He nods. Then he turns around to look at Sarkin. And you can see just like his little cheek from the back of his head raise up. Just one side, like a really big smirk. And just say, you know, not that I don't know what you are, but at least you seem to take orders. And Sarkin simply just nods in agreement. In, you know, compliance. And Billink hops off the makeshift table towards his golem armor. And
I just look at Sarkin, seriously, dude.
Sarkin, as subtly as possible, just from right off the hip, raises his hand ever so subtly, as if telling you to wait. And Billink, you know, you see his armors, the chest open up in several places. He gets into his seat, as it, like, you know, before the seat even comes all the way out of the chest, he hops up on it, turns around, sits down, and, you know, mounts into his armor. And then while in his armor, he walks away, you know, leaving those very heavy, loud footfalls as he does so. After he leaves, Lieutenant Wobblecrank just lets out a sigh. Always with you. You're almost as bad as Emerson and his boys.
That guy is a jackass.
Yeah.
He goes, you guys are all still young. You've got skills. I've always admitted to your ability, but you're still new to war. There's a chain of command. There's a way things are done. We have been commanded to offer our complete cooperation with the Ravens. You must understand, if this gets out anywhere, I stopped again?
I didn't.
Oh, I just got the... Anyway, Lieutenant Wobblecrank says, if it gets out anywhere, that's a failing on us, on all of us.
I understand it's bad if it gets out. But whoever elected Murder Happy over there as leader made a mistake.
You don't often see very emotional or sarcastic responses from Wobblecrank. He's very, you know, straight cut, straight laced. But this is one of those times where you notice him rolling his eyes in the back of his head before sighing again. He is a Biggles.
So, Sarkin, you told me to wait. Why?
Sarkin, you know, he's always standing in that very military at ease pose. You know, hands behind his back.
Parade rest.
You know, yeah, parade rest. So he just leans over and goes, people like us must be wary of what we say and how we say and when we say what we say. To speak freely can be to speak freely outside of the sanctuary of Akasha is often a mistake.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes I can't keep my mouth shut.
Sometimes a mistake could lead you into being the next sorcerer's geist.
True. Which I'm really surprised he hasn't tried to kill you or Vex yet.
He would have a time of it.
True.
And he leans in to sort of whisper just to you and says, I doubt that the ravens want the full force of Akasha brought down on them.
I just laugh.
And he leans back. Very proper, giving that proper appearance yet again. So you are to save some people?
Yes, that's the plan. But, well, that's the goal. We haven't formed a plan yet.
Yeah, but because they're not making it easy.
Well, we have spent the nice last meeting just being pissy at each other, not actually getting anything done.
I say we do what we're going to do. Damn them.
And then again, another one of those rare moments where you see Lieutenant Wobblecrank with that kind of, easily discernible, sarcastic look as he takes a step back and just motions to himself to let you know he's still here.
I just look at him. We consider you one of us.
Look,
You might not want to be if we're going to continue with this train of thought.
orders are orders. We're ordered to fully cooperate. Meaning, if his orders
We're ordered to
stop
fully cooperate.
anything from coming through the gate, those orders will be followed.
Yes, we're ordered to fully cooperate, but how we cooperate remains completely up to us.
Wobblecrank sort of walks to his armor. He's shaking his head like in disagreement. Before he mounts up into his armor, he turns and looks at McAllis and says, "Please, don't make us do this." And then he mounts up and he leaves, leaving just you guys and Sarkin.
He wasn't wrong. If it gets out, then and Gojo just sort of just trails off with that. Just thinking about what would happen if it did get out, especially back towards Bagrajay.
We can't let it out, and everyone has to be screened.
It's just that that's kind of the issue here, is that I can think of about 4 or 5 different ways that we can get people from there to here fairly easily. It's just keeping them outside of Old Town while we screen every single one of them one by one. It's going to take too much time. There's too many of them out there.
What
Yes.
else can we do?
How many times have I suggested to the Ravens to set up a safe zone,
Yeah, but
a temporary holding area?
A decon area.
you'd think that would work, but have you been to the wall? Have you seen what's down there? There's not a whole lot of area there to be saved.
We need to create a area inside the safe zone, a temporary holding area. Yes, I've been to the wall. Technically, I'm at the wall right now. You're all realizing no one sees Vex.
Still creepy.
Well, we're gonna have to do something though. I'm sorry, that just I don't have a lot of ideas right now. Go just sort of hangs his head, just flipping the eye patch back down, and lets out a long sigh.
Are you asking that out loud, Brian?
Yeah, how secure are the sewers? The sewers in many places have been purposefully collapsed, uh, causing a very specific route through the sewers, and that route is patrolled daily. Some people are evacuated through the sewers, but it's the route that's used is used because, through, you can't quite call it civil engineering, but through civil destruction, a path has been engineered in such a way where, if you remember, high tide was used to clear out the sewers. Last time when you were younger, when you were children, and you went in sewers, that has been, that engineering has been done in a way now that it floods the only way in and out of the sewers whenever there's high tide, to prevent any anything unwanted coming through. And when it's low tide, it's patrolled daily.
I mean, if I can make it to the safe houses, I should be able to get a few people into the sewers, and we could just evacuate them from there. But that's going to take weeks. I can go 3 at a time. That's it. Which, I mean, it'll work. We can protect them. We can get them to the sewers. We can get them in. They can be screened. Everything's good. We just need to find them and gather information, because that's what we can do during this time.
We need to figure out a way to mass evacuate anyone left that can be evacuated, then allow the Ravens to do their job. If we could somehow get a message out.
Sarkin turns to you. Just a message to whom?
To the people. To do something along the lines of get to their roofs as many at a time as we can.
And then we get destroyed by the spirits.
No, we don't take the ship. We use faster methods.
You could attempt to have your friend ferry such messages across. And then he tilts his head, but it would probably not be successful.
What about shadow play? You make that get that loud enough to cover the entire area of Newtown?
No. Remember, Burtonville, Newtown, it's all really huge area.
And probably freak the fuck out of the Ravens.
It's a think almost along the lines of Manhattan, but more round and not,
We need a spell that can get a single message loud enough.
Is there There are spells that can be used. The spell school Icol's Mirror comes to mind. One for which I personally don't know, but
He reaches down, unclips a thing on his belt, and pulls out a deck of cards and starts flipping through them. I have a lot of Icol's Mirror spells in here.
What is with the deck of cards? What is that for?
well, that's how he skins his spell scrolls. So Sarkin is just nodding his head. Interesting. Or how he usually says it. Interesting.
Yeah, bow your head.
So what, like, are any of you else? Because it seems like you're trying to figure out a way that's not fight your way through, fight your way out.
You got my vote. I go for that way.
Look, here's the thing: the fight our way through, fight our way out is great for us, bad for anyone we're trying to bring with us.
It also seems like a horrible way to get everyone killed. Or a great way to get everyone killed.
I was going to say, I think it'd be very effective.
Let's try and not die. It's a good thing.
Sarkin moves one of his hands from behind his back and starts stroking the fur on his chin. And is about to talk to a guy that won't be able to hear because he's going on the phone. So we'll just have an extended chin fur stroking session with Sarkin for now.
Okay, I'm back.
So Sarkin turns to Lucas.
I stroke my massive beard.
Yeah, Sarkin turns to Lucas. You remember when you and your companion had first arrived in Akasha?
Yes.
Unfortunately, due to your plight, the tests had to be cut short. But do you remember these tests?
Yes.
Did you ever realize what they were for?
To see how I handled crazy?
Interesting.
Yes, I realized what they were for. To see if I could think on my feet.
He nods very softly. In the same way that those tests proposed a problem that needed to be answered, think of how you would answer this one. There are many different ways to arrive at any one solution.
Yes, but fighting our way in and out is... Fighting our way in won't be a problem. We're strong enough to deal with that. Fighting our way out with the survivors is suicide for everyone but us.
Interesting you would say that.
Unless...
And Sarkin starts to move his gaze away from you, and is just like trying to get a measure of the reaction from everyone else in the party.
Yeah, and Kojo sort of, he speaks up again. Yeah, it'll just be too many people to take care of on the way back. It's
Like I said, hold the sewers. We can get people out. It doesn't seem like a bad plan. It's just going to take a while.
sewers could make it a lot
No, we get everyone in one solid go.
Look, man, I don't think that's an option.
Actually, I think it is.
What do you mean, Lucas?
I look right at El Pantera and McAllis. We're going to make you bigger.
What? Okay. You have a plan.
Oh my! I'm having several nasty flashbacks. Oh no!
I really,
You see like several cards appear in his hand, and he fans them out, and they all have a picture of a person growing larger.
Huh.
are you saying we just bull rush our way through?
No, I'm saying first we let them know we're coming, then we bull rush our way through. Those two carry as many as they can out, while I carry as many as I can out on Ignatius. Because I'm pretty sure when he's larger than medium size,
Yes, let's terrify all of the survivors. It's a good idea. Grand idea. I like that.
that our boy McAllis is going to be able to carry a lot more than two.
Yeah, I actually like this one a lot.
I think you're insane.
In response to El Pantera saying, "I think you're insane," you just hear very softly, "Interesting," from Sorkin.
Gojo would sort of, when Alpender says it, like, I think we all know that.
Aren't insane plans usually the best plans?
No.
Oh my god! It's just like Eisen.
Oh,
Look, we it's not like we have a lot of options. We're gonna have to do something sooner or later.
I still do not understand why we can't just slowly get everyone to the sewers. I've yet to hear anybody say that this plan is a bad plan.
It's not really a bad plan unless people get stuck there during high tide and everyone drowns.
Is there routine
Except
for
the
high
Reavers.
tide, low tide? I mean, we definitely have to talk to the Ravens. Who patrols?
the ones that patrol the sewers.
Yeah.
There's a fire team of the Gnome Army that patrols it with the accompaniment of a raven. Okay, you wouldn't have known this. The fire teams in the Gnome Army consist of one Tau Samat and up to 4 gnomes. So that's who goes in. The Tau Samat goes only as far as they can, their size permitting. But most of the way is the Raven and the gnomes.
How often am I requested to patrol the sewers during high tide?
During high during high tide. No, they don't waste their time with that.
Okay. Well, I figured I'd be getting requested from that guy just because he hates me.
Yeah, he doesn't waste things like that are not productive. He doesn't waste his time.
Yeah, he hates you enough to not even bother with you.
The sewer system plan. We need to be someone who is in charge of that. We can't just, hey, we got survivors. Like, well, who the fuck are you?
No, they know you guys. You guys have been there for 2 years, you guys are legendary heroes now, right?
Yeah.
So your names precede you guys. Right? Like there's people on the wall you've never met who have heard of you guys and already have a general idea of your description.
Mm.
You know, not all the stories are necessarily accurate, either for better or worse, but they know you guys.
Okay.
They already know I'm very blunt and straightforward.
Oh, everything just stopped for a second. Okay, good.
Is Brian okay?
Well,
Because he
yeah,
dropped
but
out, never came back on.
Yeah, Brian is dealing with some things right now.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. I assume if a spell that's concentration gets cast from a spell card, it's no longer a concentration spell. It has a duration of a minute.
No, you concentrate on it.
Okay.
is that a rule somewhere? Hello.
What?
Well, no, I mean that.
No,
Is that a rule somewhere else?
that a concentration duration spell loses its concentration duration and lasts for the maximum time? No.
I was asking this because you said you can't overcharge them, so I'm assuming the scroll does everything. You don't use your own mana, you can't overcharge them, so why wouldn't the concentration be built in too?
Because whenever you cast any spell that has a concentration duration, you're the one who concentrates on it.
Okay.
Unless you have an item or an ability that stipulates something otherwise.
Okay.
Spells aren't something non-magic users can use. Then.
Yeah, no, you have to be able to cast spells.
So I mean scrolls. Yeah.
You have to be able to cast spells.
Yeah, I'm sure we'd all be carrying a bunch.
I'd
have-
love to speed myself.
You'd have Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Monster Fight, Munchkin cards. There'd be spell scroll cards everywhere.
Can we
Think about it.
Can
You
we
let
do something
Grimrock
heroic
cast
then?
spells.
Grimrock would not find a need to cast spells. He would just go, "Hey, let me kill it real good with my hammer, because I'm real good at it." And then you do it and destroy it.
With that said, Grimrock might try to smash everything with his hammer if it wasn't Thud running in front and sucking all the rotten meat off first.
That must go. Ah, man.
The family. That's creepy shit.
Yeah, Thud, when you dealt with Thud the entire time in the Two Rivers War, Thud had a home he went to. Never had to deal with this. You're seeing this for the first time, and so is Belladonna. Grimrock and Sweet Tooth have seen this before. And they're like letting you guys know he's just hungry. When he's hungry, he's got to eat.
I don't know what he's talking about. They're not here.
No, over the time period, he would have known this.
I think you said all of us would have seen it.
But yeah. So you're still like time is ticking away. The
Can we do
minutes,
something heroic now?
the minutes are starting to become hours.
We're coming up with a plan, dude. I mean, griping on how much time it takes is.
It's been a half an hour since we started this. We still haven't fought anything. What the fuck?
So, I've put forth a plan. What do you all think of the plan? There have been several plans put forth. Which one do we go with?
You're batshit. It might work, but you're batshit.
Yeah, the sewers are safe, but this, on the other hand, is faster and
Actually,
yeah.
there's a way we could mix them together. Do we know if
Alright.
the Raven spell that makes it harder for makes it to where arcane gate can't work? Does it reach the main area of the sewers?
Yeah, it's over the entirety of Old Town.
Damn it!
Yeah, they are ensuring that Old Town be a safe place.
Is it a spell?
Ritual.
So it is a spell like ability.
It's something different. It's like the thing
Can I dispel it?
No,
Why the fuck would you dispel? What the fuck?
not with how you do it.
Yeah, you can't spell doom everyone in the old town.
Nice
idea.
Good.
Maybe I should just let you dispel it. Maybe it's an anti-spell thing that can. No, it's a ritual like what Timbala did to have a chat with Bella.
Yeah, because there's no magic users on the side. Yeah, none of them have mortal hit abilities. Yeah.
I've got my plan, which is my plan, and it seems nothing else I can come up with will actually work. So whatever we do is up to you guys.
Make people big and snatch survivors like children.
I don't like that. Man. We can drop them. That's like
Technically, I can only make one.
That giant thing is Icon's mirror thing, right? You get. That's not a. What is that? I don't even know what that is.
Technically, I can only make one person big.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter if you're gigantic. A person's probably weightless and carry a limited amount of people.
No.
No?
Or I could make one thing huge. No. What's above huge?
Make me huge and I'll put them all in my good bag and hold them. For safekeeping. For
What's up?
safekeeping, what? You don't want them all? You want to
What's
put them in a bag or something?
What's above
All right,
huge?
shut up. Gargantuan is above huge.
I can make one thing gargantuan. How many things could a gargantuan dragon carry?
A gargantuan dragon. Let me look at the size chart real quick. Hold on.
I don't think anyone wants to get one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a question, so I'm going to answer it. A gargantuan dragon can carry up to 4 huge creatures, 8 large creatures, 16 medium creatures.
Okay, so 16 people. Got it.
Not every survivor is human.
Yeah.
Wow, you're racist.
Yeah.
Okay, Burtonville, predominantly human. I need to know that one.
Yeah, predominantly human. Predominantly human, and then the other major races are gnome and dwarf, with a smattering of yetis.
So medium and smaller, mostly. Shut up.
He's not gonna save any Yeti survivors. There's gonna be like one Yeti Taylor who's like, but what about me?
You know what? That Yeti might fly down and get grabbed in a claw. That's.
Yeah, I'd probably stay with that one. You can't. No one gets left behind. Damn it! What's wrong with you?
So, another
We
option,
mixed it up.
You succumbing to
not
that?
a great one, but another option would be to try to combine the two ideas.
Yeah.
If we can arcane gate to an entrance to the sewer in Old Town, try to get people in that way. We're not going to be able to do everyone at once like you want, but if we get a few
Actually, we
people
could.
in, no, because there's no way that we're going to be able to keep that down there for high tide. You can't
We don't
guarantee
need to keep it
anything.
down there for a high tide.
You can't get them into the city. They got to be screened.
I know they got to be screened, but we can't get them all into the sewer. I can hold the arcane gate open. We just got to get it at a location that everyone can get to. I can hold the gate open and send Ignatius to gather people.
Is Ignatius there
that's
with
not
you?
the problem. It's keeping the area around the gate secured is the
So
problem.
that's what you guys are up to. It's actually that's a really good plan. One person, I open the gate. One person, I send Vex to the area of the sewer that I open the gate into, so I can make sure no one's there when I do it. Right on the border of the spell of the ritual they have going on.
But you don't know how big it is, right?
I mean,
No one does, right?
Oh, trust me, I know how big it is. I can sense magic. Like that wouldn't be a glowing beacon.
It wouldn't be.
He just said it wasn't magic, though.
You're muted, by the way.
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
Would
I
I
was
see
muted.
it?
No,
I can't see this shit?
no.
He just said like 10 minutes ago it wasn't magic.
It's not magic. You were asking, is it a magic thing? Is it a spell? Is it a spell-like
You
ability?
said it's a ritual. A ritual still has to be considered magic.
Not
whatever.
yeah.
This is
Maybe-
what we even
maybe
put a lot of
it's
comments.
Oh shit!
Essentially, to make it easier to understand, you know how blood magic turns spells into soul binds,
Yeah.
and they're not magic? Well, a ritual modifies things in the same way. It makes it something else.
Okay.
So that's why you can't dispel it or detect it or even see it. But rituals are way
So-
more involved than casting spells.
So would I know the roundabout area?
Old Town.
Okay. So just outside of Old Town would be safe.
Well, outside of
No.
Old Town and outside of anyone's view.
Yes.
We should probably find out exactly how far this barrier stretches somehow.
Yeah. How about we go out and try to do something and
Oh,
just see
don't
if it
do
works?
that. Don't do that. That.
Please
So-
don't do that.
We send Vex to the area sewer just outside of Old Town. I open the gate there. The rest of you,
I will not take
Stare.
part of this. I will not
The
take
rest
part
of you-
this.
the rest of you stay. Defend the gate. One person goes through to defend the people coming through. Then we escort them into Newtown to have them all screened. Or into Old Town, into Dalton Castle.
Well, first, how about we go? Some of us that could actually, probably me and McAllis, because me and McAllis can actually easily get from place to place without being murdered on the streets. We can go and try to figure out where these safe houses are, where these people are. That way we can start making a plan as to where to evacuate at what time, because we're not evacuating the entire city at the same time. It's not going to work.
Yeah, that
Gather information, figure out. Eventually, we need to figure out where this arcane gate can actually work in. Because, to be honest, if they yell at us for using the arcane gate, fine, we'll get yelled at. We need to make sure it works. If it doesn't work and we get yelled at, we've achieved a pretty much negative.
I think it's more than we get yelled at. I think it's more like Josh's character just dies.
yeah. I don't think we let him do that, but
I mean,
think
we're
it's
gonna
going
have
to-
to tell.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to tell the Ravens that we're doing this. There's no way that we can avoid telling them, because we're gonna bring in dozens, hundreds of people to be screened at once.
What? You want them to kill everyone who comes through the gate?
Sarkin has been there the entire time. Again, he's observing everything. And you just hear him sort of utter a policy of honesty.
Because it's either we have them try to murder everyone at the gate, and then we don't do that, or we bring everyone in and they murder everyone in the sewer. They're Ravens. They kill things.
Which is one of the reasons I think they shouldn't be in charge.
Well, sucks, they are. And we're not overthrowing them. We're not fighting them because we can't. We're working with them. You could be pissy about it all you want, but if you start screwing us over, this is going to be a problem.
I'm not going to start screwing anyone over. Though Ignatius might have one little gnome for a snack.
Ignatius it will lick like, the dragon doesn't have any lips, but it just licks the whole, toothy maw area, and you just hear a huge.
Yeah.
And then he purrs like a kitten.
Yeah, so Alpantera's right. We'll have to scout it out first. Going in guns blazing would be stupid.
And we probably all shouldn't be going out and scouting because I don't know about you guys. I can get out of there fairly easily. I know McAllis can get out of there fairly easily. He can fly, but bringing this giant force will just attract more attention.
Yeah.
I can skirt the area from the air.
And I can not really do anything there.
You might want to help hold the wall because things might get crazy at that area at that time.
That I can do. Yeah.
But this is the part where we're going to disagree. I think we should tell the Ravens now. Tell them what we're doing.
And immediately have them try to kill us all.
Yeah.
They
Gojo
can't
bites-
kill us just
How
over a
about we
suggestion.
just don't do it? How about we
So we don't save anyone.
the whole port? No, what? No, we go. We just go. Let's just get the freaking safe houses already.
All right, well,
It's not hard.
for us. It's not hard for us.
So, are you telling the Ravens this is a character by character thing?
No.
Like your characters can do what your characters want to do. This is
Gojo-
still a sandbox, so there is going to be some sort of reaction.
No, I'm not actually against telling the Ravens. I just don't think it's a very smart idea.
I'm going to tell the Ravens.
I think it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Forgiveness usually
Yeah,
means execution.
forgiveness.
Permission just means getting yelled at.
Oh, it means execution
Yeah.
definitely for Josh.
Yeah,
Definitely.
did you forget when he said nothing will be allowed through?
Oh yeah, I think head honcho Ravens made it quite clear he's just itching for a reason to kill you.
No, nothing. Not just him. Not just Lucas. He
Nothing.
said.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to have been conveniently
I heard
forgotten,
him.
but
I heard him.
nothing will be allowed through that gate.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
when El Pantera suggests we tell them Gojo bites his lip.
So again,
Yeah.
to make it painfully clear, if a gate opens,
I
scorched
heard
earth
it.
policy.
I heard
He's
it.
got it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Gojo said, I think we should tell them. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I don't want to
I
die
think-
just after
I think we
step
should put out
forward.
this idea to pasture and do what needs to be done and just get rid of it.
So El Pantera, you've consigned to telling the Ravens.
Yep.
All right. So you're gonna find a random Raven or Billink himself.
I think I'll find
Oh.
Billink. I got to go to the top.
All right. When you do find Billink, El Pantera leaves. You can follow him. You can go somewhere else or whatever.
Of course, I'm following him. I know what he's doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gojo's going with him. He agrees that they should tell the Ravens.
I think this is
Begrudgingly.
all a hairbrain idea. You know what I want to do? I want to check on the wall. Like Like, what's going on there?
Well, that's where they will find Billink.
Oh yeah.
Billink will be battling at the wall. He'll be battling outside the wall on the Newtown side of the wall.
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Let me join him.
You know.
I'll join him. I don't care. I need to do something. I can't keep sitting around here doing nothing. Okay. Ugh.
Yeah. Most of the undead by the wall have been dealt with via Life is for the Living. So you see, like, Billink is not using any holy symbols or anything, but you can feel like this energy pouring out of him, and literally undead just falling, bodies just collapsing.
Yeah.
And other than that, you'll see him running, just cutting bodies to bits with a large, a huge axe actually.
All right.
And he's doing it alone. Like, he commands everyone else to secure the wall.
I'm going to unfold the Gina Gainer's Greater Golden Gadget and turn it into a crossbow.
Okay.
And just start taking pot shots at anything I see moving.
What? We're on the wall. What is this wall? Is this a significantly higher wall, or is it just bullshit?
No,
Slightly
it's-
raised, elevated area.
The Old Town Wall is Old Town used to be the seat of a kingdom. So the outer wall, the wall now known as Old Town Wall, is the crumbling remnants of an actual fortification against a siege from the
It has crenulations, the whole nine.
It has crenulate. Well, the parts that are that haven't collapsed still have the crenulations. The rest of the wall is just reinforced with bits of building. It's hodgepodged, and there's gnomes from fire teams, constantly like hammering and trying to replace stuff, and then fighting at the same time, firing shots from their guns or their rifles, or taking out whatever undead squeezes its way through. By the wall, you notice ravens fighting, and the ability to mass destroy undead is held onto until they're surrounded. It's more like a last resort. And Billink is kind of like a madman, running to areas of the wall that have the most undead and fighting them until he's just about overrun, and then they just drop. And you can tell that he's doing life channel divinity, but he's not using a holy symbol or anything.
I don't know the significance of this at all. This is a complete mystery to me.
Well, no. Channel divinity is usually only done by people who have a lot of faith. Priests, knights, people who have trained in the church, people who who have a lot of faith and know how to use holy symbols are the only ones that ever can do that. Ravens have the ability to do that without a vast amount of faith or anything. They literally just will the undead to just be dead. And they can do it. Yeah. And they can often do it more often than priests and knights and everyone else.
That's a mystery, though. No one knows that.
Yeah, basically they use their own life force to destroy that link.
Since we're all at the wall, as soon as we left, Ignatius would have grown to his full size, and I would be on his back above the wall, with him blasting undead.
You'd be flying in the air?
On high. Huh? Yeah. He would be blasting undead from on high, and so would Vex with Combust.
Some people cheer, some people actively ignore it. Usually the gnomes that are like, woohoo, and the ravens are just like crickets doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
But
so I'm raining fire down on undead, and only the gnomes are happy about it? Okay.
Yeah. But
You're riding a demon dragon.
no. It's not a demon dragon. He has a demon fox flying beside him, spitting explosive fire everywhere.
Yeah,
Which is
Gojo would
doing way
also,
more destruction than the dragon.
It is.
Gojo. Yeah, Gojo would probably also have, gotten the clockwork pistols off the holsters on his chest and taking shots at whatever he can get to.
I'd like to think that all of
As
us
a
are being
whole
very
along.
casual about it, except for Lucas. You just had to outstage everyone.
Lucas can actually, lean over a bit and actually do a lot more than we can right now.
Okay, I got a crossbow for precisely situations like this, but I prefer melee. Are there any breaches on the wall?
Yeah, there's constantly little breaches sort of coming up and stuff. The wall is a decrepit, ancient wall with a lot of holes in it and divots that they literally just ripped off boards off of crumbling buildings and hammered them in place.
Okay, so let me go to one of those.
All right. So you guys are fighting on the wall. And in your general area, not only with Billink being there, but you guys also offering all your powers and ability, there's a lull.
Regeneration, alright. Heal everyone that's been beat up.
Yeah. So there's a lull in the combat, so much as there's still undead coming, but there's not like a huge horde of undead in that area. When you go to speak to Billink, he just turns to you and goes, "Be quick." But
We have an
sounds
idea
very
about what we're going to be
robotic.
doing. Yeah. I'm trying to be quick. I have an idea about what we're going to be doing to evacuate people from the safe houses in Newtown. We're going to be trying to get as many people into the sewers as possible and then screen them from there.
Good. This should.
We want to know if we will be reprimanded for trying to use an arcane gate to get people towards the sewers. Outside, anywhere close to Old Town.
Outside of Old Town, do what you must.
Okay.
On the waters, keep away from the waters. You know what will happen.
Got it.
So the head of his golem armor nods, and then he just turns and he's running, stomping off down the wall to like the next area of.
Do we have any kind of? Because it's been 2 years. Is now the right time to even try this? Is it high tide right now? Like, when is high tide? When is it not high tide?
Whenever you go, it'll be the right tide.
Nelson, you're muted.
I said whenever you go, it'll be the right tide. This is RP13, not MA, so you don't need to worry about the specificity of the time.
Oh, okay. Look off it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
so
I didn't
you
know
know-
it was gonna be that easy. Let's do it.
As Billink turns away, Koja looks at Alpenter and he lets out this long, relieved sigh, like, "Oh, well, that went well."
Well, I guess we can get started then, can't
Like
we?
I said, it's not hard.
Yeah.
Should I send Vex to go to the sewers now then?
Let's get started scouting. We'll see when we can do this.
Why is he scouting? Why is he scouting? Not, the sewers don't need to be scouted. The sewers are patrolled. Why? The sewers are safe.
Scouting to see where the people are?
He's talking about the sewers, though.
Well, if we're going to open an arcane gate in the sewers, I need Vex to be at the area where I'm going to open it.
So we're opening it just outside the sewers.
Yeah,
Wait. Oh yeah. You have the arcane power tubes. That's right.
yeah.
I was about to ask. How do you send him off and have no? Oh yeah, loopholes.
Yeah, loopholes.
So that's what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
So you already know of safe houses that people haven't been evacuated from. You don't know if the people in those safe houses have survived or not, but you do know where safe houses are.
All right, so
Yeah, let's go to the closest one. Start from there.
easy enough.
So, on your way to a safe house, like, how are you getting to that safe house? By the way, let me just know.
If we know the area on the map, I was just going to try to, before the final curtain, as many times as possible, just sticking to the rooftop so I'm not on the ground in the massive horde of zombies.
All right.
I'm standing atop a flying dragon, so
Yeah. So the ghosts, as you move further in through Newtown, won't start flying out and go meow or destroy us. We don't want to, because you can understand what they're saying. You know, they're like, stop, turn around, go away, but they're coming to kill you.
And then bye. And bye. And bye.
I wade into the zombie hordes and hope for the best.
Oh God.
You know what? I don't even know yet. Koji would probably be on the ground as well, following.
you do realize there's
Turn
room
around,
on
go
top
away.
the dragon, right?
Actually,
I can-
El Pantera could probably take all of you with him, as long as
I
he
can
succeeds
bring
his rolls.
three extra people with me.
So as well,
Well, we're 4 now. We don't have to worry about Michaelis anymore.
yeah, your dragon would not be able to be brung. So you'd have to fit.
Even in pseudo dragon form, like it's tiny.
He's a person. He's a person. It doesn't stipulate size. It's an amazing performance, but he can only do it with so many people.
You have to leave behind your little pet. Aww. Poor Josh.
So, to get to the nearest area, I rolled randomly. It's going to take 14 successful checks
All right.
to get there without incident.
Okay.
Well, let's see how many of these we can do in a row. Actually, before we get started,
Seriously, why are we now allowed to fight enemies? Seriously, guys. Seriously? Come on. What the fuck? I made a character that makes it impossible for any of you to die, by the way.
Hey.
have you ever had a zombie bite your dick?
Some
It's not going to be an
games,
experience you want to do twice.
Definitely help me.
some games aren't all about combat.
Yeah, Rick. This horde of undead that they've been fighting a war against for the past 2 years is not about combat. I mean,
You know, this sort of reminds me of the early episodes of season 1.
it's season 1 all over again, starting from the beginning.
We
Oh,
went
God.
through entire sessions without rolling dice.
There's a war here, and you guys are like, no, we suck at fighting. Let's avoid it.
Yeah, everyone doesn't want to get any near actual combat. What the fuck?
Your sorcerer's like, I have unlimited power.
I just don't want to use any of it.
But let's use it to not fight. This is a very philosophical group.
Hey, he may have unlimited
Oh,
powers,
man.
but I only have bullets.
I'm just saying now, it's probably. I don't think I can make 14 consecutive
Go to
ones.
Undertale. No.
So go ahead. We've got about half an hour left.
Okay, so the best option is for me to try and read fortunes beforehand.
Okay.
So those 4. I got 15, 11, and 18 and a 17.
Okay.
So I can use all those later. And then try to go for 14 consecutive ones. 11 makes because I need to roll at least a 9.
So you have a good chance.
Yeah, at least a 9.
What's the number he needs to reach?
He needs to roll a 9 on the die. The DC is on his performance. That the difficulty of it doesn't actually change.
So, based on statistics, he will fail like 8.
Once I fail the 5th time, then I stumble and things go wrong for a second.
Yeah, he can fail 4 times because he can twist fate and succeed instead. 4 times.
Technically, the 5th time I can use a coin of inspiration, but don't know if that's actually going to work.
You guys start without coins of inspiration because it's 2 years later.
Statistically
You've been holding on to
speaking,
coins of inspiration for 2 years? Damn, you stingy.
So how
I start
would
every
Bond
I start
count
every
in this
encounter with a coin of
situation?
inspiration.
Oh, you're that, but this is not an encounter.
yeah,
Okay,
I
so
wonder what-
that won't work either then.
When you fail and then get attacked,
We have to
that'll be an
fight to
encounter.
have an encounter.
So it's 1 fail. It's 2 fails. So 4, 5. We made it 7 before all 4. Actually, no. Yeah, we made 8 before I ran out of fortunes.
8 out of 14, so you're a little bit more than halfway.
How long does this take anyway?
Like a couple of minutes actually. Like you don't know how you're traveling so fast. He's like, okay, look at here. Don't look behind the. Okay, we're over here. What? How did we get? You have no idea how you arrived, where you arrived, but somehow you're here. Like you blinked and you were just here. There was no magic. There was no shimmering. There might have been like a handful of glitter thrown in the air or something, or like a red.
Because you always bring. That's the reason I have the better bag of holding, because I need to have that many handfuls of glitter.
All right. Let me just. 14 minus 8 is 6, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So. Oh, that's not that many. You run into an undead horde. It's not really a horde, but there's about 30 undead.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
We need to survive at least one more round before I can even try to get us out again. So it's up to you guys.
So you guys can. You see this, and you see them. They all notice you. You notice them noticing you. You can actually feel free to just go take your turns first.
A card spins up in my fingers as I throw it in the air. Spiritual guardians.
So how does the spiritual
yeah.
guardians that you summon look?
So how in the hell is a radiant blessing put in this roll? Seriously.
With magical ink.
You see 2 radiant forms of Loki suddenly come up beside him. Only they're wearing full plate armor, and both of them are wielding gigantic axes.
Wow.
Hello. How are you?
Hey, bro.
I'm gonna order Chinese. I only got $20. So what do you want? Oh,
Yeah, let me just get a regular. Give me a second, guys.
20. Give me fries and chicken wings. Oh, I only got 15. Give me fries and chicken wings, please.
Let me just.
Fries and chicken
Yeah,
wings.
let me get a chicken broccoli with pork fried rice.
Chicken broccoli with instead of
Chicken broccoli with pork fried rice.
pork fried rice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
Dad, come back.
So there is a horde of 30 undead. You summon these these ethereal plate mail, badass looking versions of yourself. You guys are all on top of like a warehouse or one of these larger houses. And the undead that you're seeing, they look like a pack of ravenous ghouls, and they all look like their muscles are magically amplified. Right? Like every time they move, you could kind of see the chords of their muscles dancing just a little bit from the distance you're at. What's Kojo doing?
Yeah, so first thing though, I will start off with a coin of inspiration.
You have that too, huh?
Yeah, friends till the end.
Awesome.
Roll pawns. Thank you. Yeah. So basically, yeah, he flips the coin up, drops it into his pocket, pulls out both the clockwork pistols again, and he's gonna take shots at the nearest ones.
All right. And in between the nearest ones, you see the brownie kind of like looking in his pocket with like coins in his pocket and just like trying to count to see if he has them all there. But yeah, roll your attack roll. Attack rolls.
Yes, attack roll. So that is a 21 and a well, a 21 and a 10.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say they're the 21 hits.
Okay, so that's the clockwork pistol, which means D8. Should have had this ready. And that is going to be a 8 damage, and I'm going to expend a maneuver points for explosive shot.
Explosive shot. All right, roll me a. Oh God! Just as it explodes, the brownie goes, "Ah!" and disappears in the explosion. But roll me a d6 or d3 technically.
Okay, I rolled a 1.
A one, yeah, one is a one is a one. You know, 1 2 equals 1. 3 4 equals 2. So
Yeah.
one additional. You destroy 2 of them. So in the explosion,
Second shot misses though.
yeah. And I'm guessing you're staying on the roof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. El Pantera, you wanted to say something?
No, I was just waiting for everyone to go before I started reading fortunes.
All right, cool. Godric,
Yes, hello.
you've got 28 of these ghouls, of these ravenous ghouls, headed your way.
All right.
You guys are on like this 2-story building right now.
They're climbing up the building.
Yeah.
All right. I interpose myself between my allies and them, obviously. I get ready to intercept.
You what? I couldn't hear you because you were muted.
Oh, you can hear me. That's the important
Part.
I know. Everybody needs to hear you though. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you already know what I said, so there.
Yeah. Godric is trying to interpose himself between the
I
ghouls
heard.
and the allies. All right. Now, El Pantera.
And obviously I take my weapons out. Obviously, this doesn't need to be mentioned, I hope. In case it does, there it is. It was mentioned.
I'm going to flip my own golden coin of inspiration, and I'm
Where
going
are
to
you
read
getting
some
all these
fortunes.
coins from?
They've got bonds that they can start an encounter with coins. They just do it.
Okay.
It's very useful, and I'm going to read fortunes. Wow, those were terrible. I got a 5, 6, 7, and 10.
5, 6, 7,
You're using Dice Stream, aren't you?
and if there is no dice stream anymore, he's using the D&D dice roller.
So I got a 5, 6, 7. I got 1 success.
Computers suck at RNG.
So
And
Yeah.
as a bonus action, I'm going to take the tiger claws of the Thunder God out.
okay.
So everyone knows, you see me take out a big ass flail and I'm swinging it around, getting ready to swing it at something.
A 3. He forgets to tell you. It's a 3-headed flail. It's a large 3-headed flail. But we go back to the ravenous ghouls that are like, they're you remember that scene from World War Z where the zombies were climbing up on each other so much that they made a ramp up that wall? That's what these ghouls are doing. They're trying to climb up. Some of them actually start digging their claws into the wood and stuff of this building, but all of them are moving so fast that they end up climbing on top of those and making a ramp of bodies, of writhing bodies, as the others run up the ramp. And they're jumping and getting a head start on climbing up to the roof of the building. not all of them make it, but about 8 of them get to the roof. But that's all that they can do before you can act again. Oh. Crikey. Yeah, the 8 that get up to the roof all go away. As these ethereal versions of Loki are cutting them down as they get up there. God bless you.
Someone sneezed?
Mom.
I didn't hear that.
Wow. So. Damn, so you
Yeah.
destroyed 10 of them already. But that's all they do. What do you guys do next?
I guess we'll start top of the line. But
Loki?
yeah.
Yes, Loki does something rather odd for Loki. He reaches down, grabs his pistol, takes aim at one of them, and fires. He has no Ignatius. Vex is in the sewers.
Yeah. What? You got a big ass shield
That's-
to hide behind?
It's a 22 to hit.
That's a hit. You can narrate how
Okay.
you demise one of them.
So you just see a yellow bolt of magical energy fire from Loki's gun slam into one of them, and its head just like explodes.
And then we'll move to the actual gunslinger.
Oh yeah. Okay. So again, Kojo takes aim. He shoots once, twice, and I'll spend 5 maneuver points for a third shot.
Nice.
Okay, so that is going to be a whoa. So on the dice right now, I have a 19, 19, and a 15.
Good. Jeez. Louise. So yeah, just narrate how you how you demised 3 of them.
I'll spend 3 more for another explosive shot.
Okay, roll a d6.
Yeah, that's a 3.
3? Alright, so you destroyed 6 of them.
Yeah, Kojo's just like takes aim, shoots one square between the eyes, goes for another again in the head, and for the last one, who's got 2 more close by, it's just like the bullet hits and sort of just explodes,
It explodes.
spreading out
And
to an addition.
the skull shrapnel. The skull
Yeah.
shrapnel impales 3 others between the eyes
Are these
as
guys
they
close,
fall.
by the way?
They're like they're like 5 feet away as they're climbing up, and they're like right off the edge, and they're probably shooting ones that are a little further away towards the ground,
Yeah.
as the ramp will slowly be getting larger and larger, or maybe not,
Yeah.
since like
They've
the
killed 12 of them.
the
right?
bodies are just there's limp bodies piling on top of the writhing bodies of the ramp.
And you
right
guys,
now.
you guys are so scared of these dudes. What the fuck?
Yeah, and Kojo sort of just spins his pistols again. He's going to move back a little bit, keep a bit of distance between the ones climbing up and himself.
Away from the tank. It's a good idea.
So, yeah. Speaking of the tank, what are you doing now?
If they're not in range, I'll just stay where I am. I'll get ready to intercept them. But apparently the Guardians are doing the work.
Yeah, the Guardians are putting work in.
I'll just be here in case more show up from all the Nolans.
And what is El Pantera up to now?
At this point, I'm just before the final curtaining the fuck out of here.
So you're just gonna do it?
Yeah.
What the hell?
You're spending your coin of inspiration?
Dude, you're making a consumable item like a spell scroll irrelevant. Really, Josh should have just not used it.
Actually, it's concentration up to 15 minutes. It'll come with me.
Except it won't, because are they not persons? What is it?
It'll come with them.
They'll come with.
He's the origin of them.
All right.
Okay, I rolled a 14.
All right, so that's
So-
nine successes.
Yep.
Now you got to do the rest.
19 on that one.
All right, so that's 10,
18 on the next one.
11.
Got an 8 on that one, so I'll use my my one good fortune.
So 12 total successes. 2 more times and you make it.
So, halfway through these jumps, Loki's just standing there, his cane on the ground, his hand on the cane, looking at his spiritual guardian. Did you see why I said we should have flown on Ignatius?
It's like, you see why I should have flown on Ignatius?
The zombies aren't even a big deal.
Between each pause, you're just arriving at new roofs a little bit further away.
Zombies
Next
aren't
one's
even a
20.
big deal.
1 more to success and you're good to go.
16.
Okay, so you arrive on the roof of a safe house, right? And you see, like, you notice a horde of undead moving towards the safe house, and there's a large, heavily armored figure, dispatching a bunch of undead. That's already, by the safe house, but it looks like this armored figure, and it's not a golem armor, it's just a large character wearing head to toe armor. And the armor is covered in like undead bits and gunk and muck. It looks like the figure, by their motions, looks pretty exhausted.
Well, let's go down there and help them slice and dice.
I come
to his aid. And maybe regeneration will help him. I don't know if he's wounded or just exhausted, but
So you guys jump down, and he turns to face you. He's the armor. The armor looks. It's really hard to tell because it's covered in muck. It looks like the helm is horned. There's a large shield. There's a large shield. The guy's got a massive sword. He spins around, making a motion like he was going to attack you, stopping when he notices that you're not undead. And then it looks like he draws his sword back a little bit when he sees Loki. And you all notice this figure. He's standing there with a sort of pale red skin. You see tufts of red fur coming from his armor, and one large eye in the helm. It's actually Kita. And he definitely looks completely exhausted. And you just hear him go, ugh.
Kita!
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to start stabbing
Yeah.
zombies.
Shoot now, talk later.
I'm just calmly walking in under the protection of my spiritual guardians.
So Kita again turns around, and you guys kind of swiftly make work of what's left. Before Kita just goes, ugh, get inside.
Are you injured?
He doesn't respond. He goes to the building to get inside.
Does he look injured?
No, he just looks exhausted.
Okay.
Like the armor doesn't look like it's been penetrated.
Oh, he wasn't grunting because he was tired. He was grunting because he saw us.
Yeah.
So, assuming you guys follow him, Like
I mean,
you,
yeah.
from your
Let us
vantage
follow.
point, you knew that you saw a horde heading in this direction.
Yeah. Let me man the door. Unless he's gonna man the door, I'll man the door with him. Fuck it.
Inside or outside?
Oh, well, can we see the horde from inside?
No,
Sorry. All right, then I'll stay outside.
you can't even see the horde from ground level.
Oh, you can't.
You had an aerial vantage point because you were on the roof of the building.
Well, I remember which.
I remember which direction it's coming
Yeah.
from. All right. Well, let's let this guy know about it.
Probably solid idea.
I'll let him know about it while you guys go inside or something.
The Sakira's inside with us.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
you
we're
know,
all inside. We're all inside.
there's of course a bunch of survivors here. Kita gets inside, and as you guys enter, you might hear him heaving for some breath, like. And then as you guys come in, he goes, "Great, now I gotta protect you guys too."
I just kind of look between my spiritual guardians. I kind of got that covered myself.
Like you fight well, valorous one. How long have you been at it here?
I've been at this for years.
Good to see you haven't changed, Kita.
You've been out here for years?
He goes, I've been fighting the hordes for years.
Yes, I understood that. Why the hell haven't you gotten into Old Town where it's safe?
I just got back to Burtonville.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
You don't
You
even
don't
know
have any
what's
other
going
safe
on.
houses?
He just goes, you don't even know what's going on, do you?
Not yet.
Figures.
I'm sure you'll tell us.
Lucas, stop being
I
a
do
smart
believe it is unwise to fight amongst ourselves. We have plenty of foes just outside, in fact.
Yeah.
It's fine, my friend. Me and Akita here have already fought amongst ourselves. We know who won the last one.
Right. Stop it. Horde issues. Horde coming. Gonna be here probably a few months.
Yeah, I know, El Pantero. Speaking of which, I kind of walk up to Kita. I've been meaning to say this for quite a long time. I'm sorry.
God bless you. I heard that one.
Let me go to the people that are there and do healery things.
Do what?
Healery things.
Oh, healery things. These people are uninjured.
Oh, they are?
Whoa.
You could pretty much surmise that Kita has been keeping them completely safe.
Alright.
That no undead has made their way in.
Oh, and when I walk up and look at Kita and say I'm sorry, I mean it.
Kita's just like waving, like, yeah.
Yeah, Sojo would be like, it's good to see you again, Kita.
He stretches, and as he does, the armor like he's wearing, and the shield and the sword, they all are consumed by light before fading away.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, oh, and you can now notice that the clothes he has underneath are beat up, torn, bloodstained. You can actually see wounds under the now that the armor is not there. The armor was unpenetrated, but he got wounded quite a bit. And
Oh, let me help you.
I got my regeneration off. So his wounds are slowly being mended.
yeah,
A card also spins into my fingers as I throw it towards Kita. Cure wounds.
what? Ugh. Ugh. He makes like like he's like disgusted, and you can tell he's disgusted at the fact that it was you that had to help me. Right.
I was gonna wait for him to get as much as he could be healed with regeneration or before healing him any more than that. Just for
Yeah.
common sense. For the sake of common sense.
Yeah. Well, you haven't played in this party long. So he's like, oh man, gotta deal with another horde. When the hell are we gonna be able to move on? Well, you guys are still alive. And then he stops. And he's starting to look at you. Wait a minute. How in the hell are you guys still alive?
Old Town secured.
Then he looks at the old guy. He goes, "You're good." As if it's entirely the old guy's. It's entirely because of the old guy that he never seen before that you guys are alive.
Yeah.
If no one else
Roger
will-
feels a bit insulted.
If no one else will, I'll give them a quick update of what's been happening the past 4 years for them.
Oh, quick update? It's got to be like, yeah, we've been fighting. Okay. Crap, they're outside already.
If you don't mind, I've got some slaying to do.
We need to get these people out of here. Where Vex is, can I see anything?
It's just, if you want it to be low tide, it's low tide.
Yeah, I want it to be low tide.
Okay. So, with it being low tide, you wouldn't have seen anything for a while, and you might see like a light from a distance as people are approaching. Probably the fire team. Probably
Okay.
the people who usually patrol.
The fire team is approaching now. We have to go. As Lucas says that, he taps his cane on the ground. You see a lot of the glowing yellow liquid disappear from his cane. Arcane Gate.
And
You're
then
doing this in the sewers? Oh, God.
instantly, Kita throws up his hands. He goes, "Oh, really?"
You see vines creep up from the ground and form this glorious naturey gateway. As a crescent moon slowly rotates and a door forms and the gate opens.
Kita, like, everyone's like, "Oh my gosh." Kita's like, "Wait. I need to see one of them go through it first."
Well,
I'm going to look directly at Lucas and say, "You're an idiot," and walk through the gate.
And yeah, Roger's like, let's get out of here. Talk later. He's gonna probably start guiding people towards the gate.
Yeah, the door opens right up into the sewer.
I'll be last, or second to last. If Keto wants to, be. Oh no, I'll go with last. In case he wants to.
So
But yeah.
people are moving through the arcane gate, assuming that the arcane gate is not that large because it's going into a sewer.
Yeah, I know.
There's how many people do you end up? Where's my dice? Oh, all right. So there's a lot of this place is packed. I don't know if you're counting little Indians, 1, little 2, little 3, as they're going through, or little piggies. I don't know. But
Yeah, let's keep a count going.
given your level of intellect, you lose count around 60 or so.
Whoa!
I have an IQ of 100. I'm not dumb.
Well, that and with Kita's taunts. Like, I can't believe. Is it safe? Are you sure? Don't. Look, I've been keeping them. No, go ahead.
I will go through personally.
Kita's constantly, like, he's harassing you. You can't believe this. It's obvious he can't believe this. And he still has that, sort of picking on you approach to whatever he's saying.
I just look at him. I apologize to you.
Oh,
Yeah, don't worry about me. Worry about the people. Don't let that thing. Wait,
I'm not going to let it close.
He throws his arms up to stop more people from going in, and you're starting to hear like banging on the door and scratching.
Let them through, Kita. We need to save these
Don't
people.
worry about. Concentrate on what you're
You're
doing.
not talking to him. You already said you went in there. You're on the other
He
side.
can talk to the other side. It's a doorway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
It's just a door.
yeah. It's just a door. The door appears out of nowhere. There's a. Don't talk to me.
So it's like
Concentrate
Monster
on what you're
Inc.
doing. Concentrate on what you're doing.
I am concentrating. Send it through.
Calm down, Lucy. Okay. Are you ready?
How
Walk
close
through
are
swiftly.
they to be through the front door?
You see the front door like rattling.
I'm blocking it. I'm definitely blocking it. My huge tower shield, big ass flail.
Okay, well you can feel them pressing
Oh yeah. Okay.
through the door. Like the door is moving. Like the it's not gonna last very long.
I let them know as such.
You heard that he
You
let you.
want to hurry along maybe?
Okay, guys, I know you trust the big Yeti, or the big Oni. Let's ignore him. Just come through the gate, quick.
So he goes swiftly. You don't want the thing to collapse down on you in the middle of it. Come on, go. You know, and then in the distance you can see the actual fire team with the Raven approaching. Yeah, so
The welcoming committee is coming. Will they shoot on site? I hope not.
the welcoming committee knows the plan because someone told the plan to someone who was important.
Yay!
Success.
So you see them, and they come with like sacks of stuff, you know, and you know they hand out a sack, and you hear them saying, you know, like, here's some blankets, you know, keep it moving, just follow. There's only one way through. Just go through that way. There's someone waiting for you. There's people waiting for you on the other side. You know, and then the Raven makes his way through. This Raven is actually a moon elf. You know, goes through the gate as people are making their way through. He's squeezing his way through the gate. You can hear the rattling, and he runs up to the door beside Godric, and you're starting to hear bodies just fall, and the rattling begins to slowly stop. And you can feel the essence of life is for the living being done. So everyone sort of makes it out before you start hearing boom, and like the door on the top shatters. And the only reason the rest of the door is there is because your tower shields was there.
Ah shit!
As,
Oh shit!
as you know, then a fist kind of goes through. Now every innocent, I should say, has gone through, and you can feel the Raven exerting their own life force to do life is for the living, and it's not stopping this thing.
Yeah.
An arm comes through, and it's a large arm. It's got like fur and stuff,
Yeah.
but it looks like mange, for lack of a better descriptor, like a mangy arm. And it's moving to go to
Not a
grab you.
minion.
Both of you, through the gate now.
Would shooting at the arm through the gate be possible?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna take like shots at it.
Okay, roll with disadvantage.
You know what? Again, 3. With disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Darn it. All right, so that's going to be a 22, a 21, and a 10 again.
All right, the 10 is a clear miss. You
Yeah.
know, the Raven is like, "Watch where you're shooting," right? And
And
And I'm pretty sure he doesn't get my AC from him since my shield's not facing that direction.
no. The bad guy doesn't get the. Don't worry about that. And 2 hits kind of graze the arm, wafting off some flesh and some fur, but it doesn't look like anything happened. They're also misses.
Jeez.
I look at Godric and the Raven. This is the only spell I can hold right now. Get back through this gate so I can let it go.
We're gonna have to run, guys.
All right. Well,
I tell him to go first. Or her, or female or male. I don't know.
The Raven has like coverings and like most of the other Ravens, they have like black feathers on their outfit,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the Raven's face, the Moon Elf's face, is pretty shrouded in like cloth and stuff.
Okay.
So you can't really tell the sex of the Raven.
All right. Well, I do believe it's now time to go, good sir. And I make the grab them actually and push them behind, like first, so that I'm putting myself in between the enemy and the Raven, get them out of there.
Okay. Well, your awesome power is what, 2?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the Raven can't resist you. You push the Raven, and you hear the Raven say, "We need to slay the beast," and you find out it's a woman.
Uh-huh.
And that's when the Raven pulls a scimitar. What are the rest of you doing?
Well,
Telling these guys to get through the portal.
nope. Looks like we're going to have to save a Raven. Gojo, El Pantera,
it's
Vex, everyone
yes.
back through the gate.
Yeah.
I was on the other side of the gate trying to help people get down to the fire team and get the instructions.
He has no
so
idea. He has.
I have no clue.
I shot through the gates. I'm on the other side, but I've heard it. So,
Yeah. So
and Gojo, when Lucas says that, Gojo looks at him and back at this big arms like,
why
and he's just gonna step through. He'll step through the gate and back to the other side. Guns ready.
What I'm doing is I'm stepping back through the gate, looking at them. Well,
I paused for a second to take in what she said. Kill the beast. Right.
I look right at the Raven.
Kill the beast. Finally, something to put at.
I step back through the gate, rest my cane on the floor, look at the Raven. Your choice. And I snap my fingers, and the gate disappears.
All right, so you guys are preparing to kill the beast, and you push the Raven out of the way.
Yeah.
That's when the rest of the door begins to shatter, and you're shoved away from the door, back about 10 feet with the Raven. And you guys can see what looks to be an undead Yeti. And for those of you who can recall, you remember a time when you went to this nice, it was an old town, but it was nice considering it was an old town establishment. There was music popping and, people dancing, things going down, and a back room was guarded by a certain individual, a large, furry individual, a Yeti individual. And this looks like that Yeti. And he bursts.
Why is Hassan saying sorry? This is all Josh's fault. He just left him high and dry.
Okay,
Safe and high and dry, but still.
the Yeti bursts through. And this thing is, he looks like a Yeti zombie. He still has much of, he has enough recognizable about him for you to have that flashback. And his clothes as well. But a lot of the fur's fallen off and it doesn't look very pleasant. There's some gore and stuff. Bursts through, seeing all these nice meals, roars.
When we got knocked back, are we on our asses?
No, you got knocked back.
Okay, well,
Like you slid.
Well, while he's roaring, I take out my weapon. I take the chance to take out my weapon when he's roaring.
Yeah.
And
in response to his roar, I say, "Evening."
Okay. And the rest of you?
Just at the ready. Taking aim.
Well, if we can attack, let's just attack.
Yeah. It's you guys will get to go first.
Okay, well, yeah. I could.
Let's
Want me to
establish
attack-
an
go
order and
first?
go for it.
You want to go first?
Go ahead, go first.
Okay. So it's 10 feet away from me, so I take 2 5-foot steps or whatever.
And
I swing it.
Oh, I rolled really low.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna hit them.
So 3, plus my proficiency.
Yeah, you swing and a miss.
And my second attack.
You guys can hear him, right?
Fucking hell, an 8.
Swing and a miss. So like you're hitting him, but he's actually batting. He's meeting your strikes and batting away the flail.
What is my proficiency? I can't.
Kojo, what were you up to?
Well, I would have another coin. I can carry multiple.
Yeah. Okay.
But let's try this. Again, this is going to be 2 shots. This time.
Okay.
I have a question now.
Yeah.
How does kill shot work?
Kill shot would bring down any creature that is susceptible to a critical hit to 0 hit points.
Okay.
This is not susceptible to a critical hit.
You said susceptible, so I'll assume this one is not.
Yeah.
So that would be a 20 crit plus 9 more, and okay, 29 and a 25 for both shots.
Definitely, they're definite hits.
Wait. I need to keep remembering what I'm hitting with. I'll roll damage first.
Remember to roll your additional damage after the first hit.
Yeah, I'm rolling both and just adding it up.
Okay.
Yep. So that's going to be a 4, 7.
Oh no! You know what? I am so sorry. We're still on what is this, version 3, right? 1.03.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't want to penalize you. That's in the next version that hasn't been released. Describe how your kill shot takes him out for us then.
Okay. Describe how it takes him out first. Sure, again, Kojo's aim honed over the last few years to almost perfection. He wouldn't describe it as perfection. But, while this thing is distracted, taking on Godric and batting away its swings, Kojo just lines up one very clear shot right at the head, seeing how shooting these guys in the head is effective, he lined up right between the eyes again and just shoot. The bullet, you hear the crack of gunfire, the bullet flies straight, hitting this thing between the eyes and coming straight out the other side.
All right. So, as a delayed reaction, the thing starts to roar. You can feel and even see the coldness coming out of its breath, as if it was going to use a Yeti breath attack, before it just starts to slump over Godric, who could just toss it aside as it's motionless.
My shield.
And as that happens, Gojo would look at you. It's like, did I? Whoa! Did that just happen?
Yes. Very good. Very well done, Gojo. Now, can we get out of here? So I once again tap my cane on the ground, and the gate appears behind me, taking the rest of the
Is it
fluid
literally
from
that
my,
easy?
from my arcane power tubes.
Yes, it's literally that easy.
And you still don't have your minion with you, don't you?
Yeah.
Mana generating geists.
Yep.
So you arcane gate back into the sewer.
Yeah.
You do that, and there's a little bit of commotion from the survivors. You see Kita just go trying to usher them away. Because he went through. He's not helping you guys, right? And he's trying to stop them from panicking when the gate opens back up and somebody's like, oh, and he turns around and goes, oh, when he sees Lucas, and the Raven she stops there, and she's poking the thing. Oh, excuse me. She's poking the creature to make sure that it's motionless, it's lifeless. She examines it as you guys are making your way through the gate before catching up and going back through the gate with you. As the gate dissipates, the view is of you guys walking down the sewers with the survivors, and when the gate starts shrinking to disappear, the view shrinks with the gate as the screen goes black, and then we get the title Nevermore, and that'll be today's game.